So guys, in this video, I'm going to take you through the exact strategy that most agencies charge 15K or more to really know, right? And this is the exact strategy that every single agency will use on your e-commerce store. And I'm going to lay it out straight away for you here in this video, right? So really excited to get into this one. It's going to be a banger, and make sure to watch till the end to get the full value of the video, right? So step one, you need to figure out what your ad design is going to look like, right? So your creative, right, it really depends on who exactly you're targeting, right? So you need to understand who your ideal customer is going to be for your store, right? And with everything that's going on with meta advertising and TikTok advertising, what's really happening is AI is taking more control of your ad creators and your ad targeting specifically, right? So you need to be able to understand what is the psychology behind your ad creators, right? The psychology is just human psychology, right? If you understand that, then you will understand how to design your ad creators for different parts of the funnel, right? So you need to get clear on exactly who your ideal customer is, right? So it's really easy to understand this, right? So you only need to differentiate between the age and gender, right? Because everything else on the targeting side of things is taken care of by Facebook, and I'll be taking you through exactly what that looks like, right? So you also need to understand that your offer, your landing page, and your creative need to be 10 on 10 to make this work, right? So without a good offer and without a good landing page, your creative will just simply not convert with ads, right? So I don't care how much money you put into ads, it's not going to convert if you do not have an appropriate offer and landing page that matches the same offer and landing page and creative that you're running ads on, right? So without that, no matter how much budget you put into ads, it's not going to work, right? So quickly taking you through what the ad design looks like, right? So over here, you'd see that it's really simple, and I'll give you an example of how this actually works, right? So before you even dive into all of this, the top of funnel ad formula, before you even dive into it, I'll give you an example of why this works, right? So if you are to look at this over here, right? And if you take a moment to go through this entire text, you will realize that you will first read this, then you'll probably read this, then you'll read this before the paragraph, and after that you'll read this, and at some point after you read this, you'll probably read this, and then you'll probably read this, right? So that just comes to show you, right? That just comes to show you that psychology and human psychology is very predictable if you know what you're doing in your creative, right? So taking you through the exact formula, right? So the exact formula is just like this, right? So the first thing is attention, right? So you need to captivate your audience through a visual hook or a text hook, right? Preferably if you can do both, right? And I'll take you through an example of a brand that's actually doing this, right? So you would actually understand how to do this for your brand, right? So here you'd see the goal is curiosity, and I'm taking you through different goals, and the reason is because many people don't really understand how and what is the goal of the action that they are putting out in their creative, right? So when you understand that there's a certain goal for every single segment of the ad, that's when you understand what is the needed input to be put into the ad so that the output is achieved, the goal is achieved, right? So the goal of the first 3 seconds, right, is captivating attention, right? And you need to develop curiosity in your customer's mind. What's this about? What are they doing, or what's this about? Who's this kid? And I'll show you through the example as well, right? And you can see here the second part is actually interest, right? So who is this for, right? So you need to take them through a story, a process, or a journey. So the story could be, it could even be the founder's story, right? The story of how the founder founded the product of the store. That could be one. Another one could be the process of actually manufacturing the product on the back end and what it looks like behind the scenes, right? So we're seeing a lot of creators nowadays, everything's moving towards UGC. What is UGC? UGC is just people using a product in their own homes, right? And if you can show people the behind the scenes of what it looks like, that's when you actually start captivating their attention and you keep that attention, right? So it's not just having a visual hook or a text hook, right? You also need to be able to deliver on that and also be able to retain people to watch till the very end. But I'm breaking it down into mini goals so that you understand what you need for that segment of the ad so that people keep watching and people keep listening to what you have to say in your creatives, right? So it needs to be a story, a process, or a journey, right? So this is how this person went from X, Y, and Z to A, B, C, right? A process, right? And that's the goal. The goal is again keeping people engaged and keep them watching, right? Now you need to make the desire. So it's the ADA formula, but in the D for desire, you need to make it relatable, right? So if the product is not relatable to the customer's life, then they're never going to purchase, right? It's just that simple. So if you can make your product, and you need to make your product relatable to your customer, else they're simply not going to purchase. They're going to be like, why is this needed for me? Why are you even advertising to me? Why are you even targeting me? You know? So your goal needs to be that your customers understand how and where they can use your product in their day-to-day life, right? And when they understand that, then very quickly you can develop a more relatable product. And when the product is more relatable and it's more so inclined to their day-to-day activities of your ideal customer, you're going to have more purchases, you're going to have more clicks, you're going to have a lower cost per click and a higher CTR, right? So over here, the goal is honestly watching, help them to keep watching. They should keep watching what's going on. And at the same time, it needs to amplify their emotions, right? It needs to amplify their emotions towards being interested in what your product is and what it can deliver for them, right? So over here, that's the step of step 3, right? And step 4 is action. So at this point, they should be already amplified and they should already understand what your product can do for them, which is why they're ready to push the button and go to the next step, right? So they need to understand where can they get it, how can they get it, how quickly can they get it, right? So everything in terms of what your product is and where can they get it and how quickly can they get it, right? So here you can see this is a quick example of the ad, right? So we understand how difficult keeping track of your nutrition is as a new parent, right? So you can see off the bat they're targeting new parents, right? Even in their ad targeting, they are targeting new parents, right? And they're calling out a very specific ideal customer of their brand, right? And they're calling out the interest and desire in the next steps, right? So with quick, affordable, nutritious meals, right? Huel makes life easy. So they're decreasing the sacrifice and effort a consumer needs to take to keep a healthy life, right? And they're saying, no, you're getting enough protein in your diet, right? And they're delivering on the value that the customer wants in their life. And then it's a simple creative, right? But even the creative, you need to understand that, as I showed you this, right? When you actually look at a creative, you're not even looking at the text, right? So the first time you see an ad, 80 to 90% of the times you're just going to look at the creative first, right? And 90% of the times, 95% of the times, you're going to look at the creative first. Then you're going to look at the headline. What's this about? Like once you get curious enough, you're going to start looking at the headline. And if the headline keeps your attention, then you're going to look at the text, right? And once you've consumed all that, the last thing that you would look at is the shop now or where do I get this, right? So it's the attention segment is taken care of by your ad, the creative, and then the interest and desire is taken care of by your headline and your copy, right? And then the action is obviously the CTA. Really that simple. So I'll show you this ad right now. So it's more simple for you to understand what that looks like, right? So over here, you see, let's see if we can get some audio on that. So you can see here in the initial 3 seconds, you can see they have a text hook and a visual hook, right? So because it's connecting and it's resonating with a new parent, right? Then you definitely see they're bringing a child in the picture, right? And they're again bringing out the interest, bringing out how this can be used in the customer's daily life. See that? And this is again keeping you watching, keeping you engaged so that you don't skip away, and at the same time showing the customer what they go through in their daily life, right? I'm just going to mute it for now. So this is again like relating to the customer and showing them their daily activities so that it resonates with the customer, right? And yeah, keeping it really simple, keeping it easy, right? Delivering that message really. So you see, so again, they're laying out the benefits of the product, right? And they're showing that it's cost effective, it's easy and quickly to use, it delivers on the value that the customer is looking for, right? While keeping it affordable and quick, right? Along with offering obviously different flavors and also making it more eco-friendly, right? And yeah, obviously delivering on value, more value, we are stacking value, right? And yeah, just giving a more relaxed and very peaceful vibe to the customer so that they can feel relatable to the product. And at the end, in the last 3 seconds, you'd notice the shop now button, right? While displaying the lifestyle of the customer, of the ideal customer, right? So that's just an example of what the ad can look like, right? So yeah, that's the first ad. Now taking you through the bottom of funnel ad, right? So what does the bottom of funnel ad really look like again? Right, so here you are really trying to convey a transformation, right? And you're trying to convey how quickly a person who buys your product, right, can get the transformation that they are looking for, right? So you can see here again, so how quickly can they get results? How did they feel? What is the ease of use? And what is the portability and receiving the shipment? So you saw how you could very easily take that product out, right? So the same way, how quickly can you receive the shipment and what are the results like? So again, transformation, results, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Over here you see the whole process, as I mentioned, and over here it's a more instant thing. So within the first 3 seconds you'd show people the before after, right? So again, taking you through another ad, right? And it's of the same brand again, right? So again, so that's the visual hook right there. And it's calling out a very specific pain point in the first 3 seconds, right? I don't have time to have a particularly healthy breakfast, right? So it's calling out the pain point that most ideal customers have for this brand, right? And you'd see a famous personality over here. His name is Ali Abdal, and he's a YouTuber, right? So yeah, and again, he's just taking you through the benefits and what the product is. He's also speaking in an engaged manner so that he keeps your attention and he keeps you watching till the end, right? And again, shows you how affordable the product is, right? And it's a healthy option, and they're even forcing the same things again and again. If you see it, they'll also send you a free t-shirt, free shaker, and this is basically pushing people to buy the product on the bottom of funnel, right? Because they know that people have already looked at their website, but they haven't made that purchase. So even if they might break even on the first purchase, it's all right because the brand is really looking for LTV, right? If people retain into the brand once they've experienced the product, then they're definitely going to make much higher profits on the back end, right? Right, and then obviously the brand, the CTA, the call to action, and then the bonus, right? So what the bonus looks like, right? So that's just what the bottom of funnel ad looks like, right? So now taking you through that, once the ad design is done, you'd quickly move ahead to step 2, right? So step 2 again over here is ad launching. So you need to leverage the most best optimized campaign type to get conversions and scale quickly, right? So the campaign objective that you'd need is sales, but most people get it wrong where they simply choose manual sales campaign, right? So you actually need to select Advantage Plus campaign, right? And along with that, if you've already tried running ads in the past, you'd probably see the suggested ads. So we've just blocked out the client's ads that we're running, but you can very easily select import all ads, right? And once you do that, you will be able to import all the ads that look like this, right, into your brand, and possibly the ones that are already converting for your store, right? So you pull them into this brand object, into this campaign objective, and then yeah, very easily you move into step 3, right? So step 3 is actually you build a cash printing machine. So you need to build the best ads so that they run on autopilot, right? If you use the formula that I've just shared in this video, then very quickly you can build a very profitable ad that can give you returns for years to come, right? And that's just one ad. If you have maybe 5, 7, 10 ads that are really high converting and they are using the same formula that I've just shared, then very quickly you can start seeing a very high return on investment if you have built the right ads, right? So again, here you need to put your focus on your product, which can deliver customer satisfaction and transformations, right? So here's a quick example of what scalable activities look like, right? So over here, you'd see that scalable activities are the following, right? So your ads are running on autopilot because of the way you've just set them up. The only thing that you probably change is the budget, right? So if you want more money, then you just add more budget, right? And next thing is actually UGC creators, right? So these things are actually scalable activities. You can increase ad spend, spend more on different UGC creators, get more creatives, and the next thing is team, right? So they are focusing all their attention onto your business and onto your website, your landing pages. They're taking care of all that. They're putting their attention there. While you, on the other hand, would very quickly put your attention onto the customer, right? So when you are putting your attention onto the customer, you can actually go ahead and do leveraged activities, right? So as a business owner, you should be focusing on the high leverage activities in your business so that it pays you dividends and it compounds your efforts over a long time span, right? So what are some of the leveraged activities that you would take into consideration? So firstly is actually improving the customer experience and improving the shipment packaging. So when you are shipping your products, right, if you can focus mainly and all your attention on improving the packaging of your product, improving the personalized packaging of your product, then 100% that's going to go a very long way in conveying value for your brand, and people are going to stay longer and they're going to retain longer with your brand, right? So next is actually improving the product, right? So you need to improve the benefits that the customer gets. You need to understand and think of more marketing angles on who your ideal customer is, right? And if you can understand that, if you can think of that in your free time, in the time that you're spending today, then you can leverage and target those audiences on ads, right? So very simple. If you can improve the benefits and if you can increase the marketing angles and the ideal audiences, the ideal customer avatars can have different customer avatars, then 100% that's going to improve and increase the number of users and the number of potential prospects you have for your brand, right? And the third thing is actually team management. So even when managing a team, if you can understand who the key team members are, right, and you build a good relationship with these team members, it goes a very long way, right? So especially when you are building a brand, you need to build a brand with a team of people, right? And if you can do that, the team is going to be scalable in the future, right? As I mentioned over here. So team is a scalable activity, right? So once you build a good relationship with team members and your brand is scaling through the full process that I laid out, then 100% you would need more people looking into your brand and taking care of it for you, right? So that you can chill out, right? So you can do whatever you want. You can spend time with family. You can buy the products that you always wanted to. You can literally drive the best car that you want to, right? You can take a vacation whenever you'd like, in short, right? And that all comes from doing leveraged activities, right? So if you can put in effort today and it compounds for the future, then that's a leveraged activity right there. So if you need help again in setting all of this up and really doing all of this for your brand, then go ahead, send me a message on Instagram. It's @ecomcarl, right? Or else just go ahead below this video, book a call, and we'll see how we can come into your brand and really scale it to 100K per month and beyond. Right, so thanks for watching again. It's been a great video, around 20 minutes, right? So take care, guys. See you.